This is the Business War podcast, and my name is Elliot Foreman, and today we have John Eason from Sidewalk Spirits. It's a homegrown story. We can't wait to get in. It's a liquor distributor. He's a manufacturer. He's a bottler. He's all those things. I'm going to bother him today about teaching me everything he can about how to make liquor that stays in a bottle for 100 years and you can still drink it and not get sick. So let's get to it. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Elliot. Appreciate that.
So listen, tell me everything. What's your name? Where are you from? Give me the whole story.
All right, so I'm John Eason. The name of my company is Sidewalk Side Spirits.
Okay.
All right. Comes from where do you stand and watch the parade? Well, I'm on the sidewalk side.
Yeah.
At Britannia and St. Charles every year, right? So, I graduated from a very small high school here in New Orleans. Went to Southeastern Louisiana and got my degree there.
Shout out to Southeastern.
Yeah, fighting Lions, go Lions. Walk on nose guard.
Yeah.
My butt whooped every day for 2 years. Whew, that's nothing you don't forget too easy.
Okay.
And then when I had been working as a bouncer in a bar since I was probably almost a junior in high school.
Okay.
And I got a job at the bar in school, when we weren't playing ball. And I got a job offer from a liquor distributor to be a sales rep, thank God. So, I had a chance to maybe go play arena football in Denver.
Okay.
For the first year of the league. And my girlfriend, who's my wife now, was like, let me get this straight.
Shout out to that too. Let's not just discredit that. She's been around since the beginning.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Girlfriend in college and 40-something years left. They're married 36, together.
Man, I love
40.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be sitting here without that help, trust me.
Okay, all right.
She says, let me get this straight. You're going to go play football on a short field on concrete in a city you don't know and you don't know anybody, or you're going to job to sell liquor to your friends in the bar business. How are you saying no to that?
Yeah.
And when you compare the dollars, it was like, how do I say no to that? And the Saints were never going to call.
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew that early on. So we worked for Glazer as a sales rep for 5 years. And then we were lucky enough to catch a job with Brown-Forman, who owns Jack Daniels.
Okay.
Jack Daniels moved me to Dallas, Texas. From Dallas, Texas, they moved me to San Antonio.
Okay.
San Antonio, they moved me to Houston, worked there for a while, and after that, I joined another company called Allied Domec, which at the time was the second biggest liquor company in the world, and they offered me a job in Houston.
So let's stop there because I want to ask.
All right.
You went from company to company because the longer you stay in it, the more relevant you are, the more valuable you are. And each company might see something and you just keep pulling the thread until you keep rising up the rung, right?
Right. So all the jobs that I got at Brown-Forman were big promotions.
Yeah.
I had performed and then got interviewed, for bigger jobs. I guess I did okay, so they kept progressing me.
Yeah.
And that Jack Daniels job in Houston, boy, man, that was so much fun.
Oh, I bet.
Late 20s, imagine this, late 20s, 4 50-yard line Houston Oilers tickets.
Oh, wow.
4 Houston Rockets floor seats when they had Big Shot Bob and Hakeem.
Yeah. So you was on a championship time.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, let me get into it.
A lot of good gimmies.
So this is a dumb question, but it's kind of important. How do the liquor distributors know which spirits they can carry? Is there some kind of a formula?
Okay, so you have a supplier, which is a company like mine, who sells brands to a distributor. Those distributors know every brand they have to sell because they're usually divided into divisions. And each division is assigned certain brands, and that's how they make their money.
It's not based on, bourbon versus whiskey or, rum.
No, you may have some bourbons, some whiskeys, some scotches, some tequilas. You'll have a portfolio of brands that make it important when you walk into an account that you have something of everything. You typically don't have, hey, I'm your bourbon guy, I've only got 5 bourbons, and here you are.
Okay.
Right? And there's so many brands. There's thousands.
That's what I'm saying. So why doesn't a person that has a restaurant just go to Sam's Club or Walmart?
Well, because it's cheaper to buy it wholesale than it is to buy it at Sam's.
Okay, so the distribution is where the surplus savings is.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And you were on the front lines of a distribution company, several of them from what I hear, and you were offering this to retailers who were licensed to carry the brands.
So I mean, once again, Jack Daniels is a supplier, not a distributor. So it was my job at Jack Daniels to call on our distributors. So first off, my job was to win share of mind and time and negotiate all the sales and programming at the distributor. And then once that was done, I was to work in the field calling on retailers, major accounts, and working with distributor salespeople to help them sell our brands.
Now, what sells more, beer or spirits?
A long time ago, you said beer without question because it's cheaper, right? Now the gap has narrowed significantly, and I think beer still on the whole is bigger.
Yeah, and well, remember, beer is much bigger, you know?
I don't go anywhere near, I'm not a big beer drinker.
Yeah.
I like a little pop now and then, but I'm not a big beer guy. And now you got the THC drinks and the RTDs, which have come out and taken
Stop
share.
it. There's no such thing as a weed drink.
So they say.
Oh my goodness. Now, you know how much I dislike that altogether. Man, I'm telling you, I'm anti-weed.
Well, this is not good for my business, okay? So I am anti-weed too.
So what are they putting in the bottle?
THC.
Okay, what is it? Is it water-based? What is it?
Man, I'm not a scientist. I couldn't.
But you get my logic, right? Like, are they making liquid THC that's water-based and you can just drink it? And
Well, no, it's distilled into a seltzer. Yeah,
I've actually seen those before. Now, I've seen them in a little bitty can that looks like
Well, it's a small can,
a little
smaller than a
seltzer.
beer can, because legally they will only let you have so much in a serving. I can tell you, I personally experimented with them on New Year's Eve. I went and watched Galactic over at Tips.
Okay.
One's good, two's better, three's bad.
Oh, wow. So that's the cliff. See how it works?
At least that was me. The first one was okay. I can have another one.
Okay.
Second one was okay. This is pretty good. The third one is, ooh, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah, man. Listen, and see, 1920s prohibitions, that's been around forever.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the maturity of alcohol in our culture. We have an understanding of it. That's where when you say stuff like THC, it gets a little bit weird because it's like, it's new. Is it working? You know, all that stuff. But now you've worked your way through different brands, different distribution companies.
Right.
And you've seen a good life from it.
Yes, absolutely. I made more money every job I took.
As you should, because the older you are, the better you are, the more valuable you are to a company.
Right. And maybe I was willing to do some things others weren't. Maybe I was willing to get a little dirtier, work harder, and maybe I was, more creative sometimes on some things. Which helped us sell more boxes and win more awards. And I like to think I'm a pretty good salesman.
Okay, so let me ask this question: the entrepreneur shift.
Sure.
When did that take place? At what age did you say, I'm ready to do my own thing?
I was running Don Q Rum, which I started the U.S. company for them and ran it for 11 years. And I had an idea to do a margarita mix with a partner of mine who was a Mexican restaurateur in Austin, Texas. So we created a name and a logo and a brand, and we found somebody to make it for us, and quietly on the side, we got that thing up to about almost 40,000 cases.
Oh, wow.
And sold in about 7 states. And I thought, oh my God, so we need to do a ready-to-drink version of this. So we trademarked the name on the mix, and they gave us the mark on the mix. And then when it came time to trademark the actual margarita, the government came back to us and said, you can't have that mark.
Welcome to business. Whether it be from Big Brother who's always watching, or whether it be from a local situation, you found out right then and there from your own creativity and your idea that you couldn't trademark something that you had done.
Yes.
Tell me why you couldn't trademark the margarita mix.
Well, I did not, through all the research, we did not know that there was a luchador tequila on the market. And of course, that was our brand name, was Luchador Margarita Mix, and then Luchador Ready to Drink Margarita. And it just so
cousins. They're first cousins. So yeah, I get it.
It just so happened the guy who owned Luchador Tequila started Casa Noble Tequila with Carlos Santana, and he was very wealthy. And he didn't want to do any business with us.
I bet.
So he put the squash on us. Thank God he gave us the ability to sell our existing inventory so we didn't get financially hurt. Good lesson, right? Made a little bit of money, but it would have been the first ready-to-drink margarita in a can.
I bet.
because that was the next,
And what years? How long ago was this?
oh, geez, I want to say maybe 13 years.
Yeah, you'd have been a pioneer. You'd been one of the first ones.
Because that was the plan, was to move the ready to drink into the can. And it was so much fun. I mean, our branding was spot on. It was a luchador coming off the top rope onto a line. You know, we had that bottle popping. The gentleman who did the artwork on that also helped brand. There's a Deep Eddy vodka. Really, really super work. I mean, it was so disappointing. Our margarita mix, I think, was the third biggest margarita mix in Goody Goody, which is a big liquor chain in Dallas.
Okay.
And we had a lot of support, and would have made some nice money.
Okay, so now you've had that first experiment.
Yeah.
Still gainfully
Got a
employed.
taste.
Got a taste of it.
Got a taste.
So the fire's running.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I got plenty of
So when did you make the formal jump?
I would say after COVID, 3 years into Gambino's.
Okay.
I was the CEO of a really cool tequila company that was doing very well, and the U.S. CEO, let me rephrase that. And actually, big tequila in Australia and big tequila in Canada.
Oh wow.
Yeah, did very well.
So you've already done something that
No, I didn't do that.
No.
It was done before me. I have to give the guys the credit. The company was jointly owned by some Canadians, some Australian guys, and they're the ones that built it in their countries. And more importantly, the ex-master distiller of Don Julio, Marco Sedano, and his son Rodrigo. Great, great guys. So we had furloughed everybody during COVID.
Oh, of course.
That was brutal. I think maybe there were two of us standing, maybe three. They came to me and said, "Look, John, you need to take a 50% pay cut."
Oh,
And
that's a real statement, isn't it?
oh yeah, that hurt. But my comeback to them was, no, I'm not going to do that. What I'll do is, if you want me to stay, you take that money and put it into equity into the company. I'm not just going to take a pay cut.
For sure.
Even though it's the middle of COVID, I can always find another job. I'm not going to just let you.
So you wanted an equitable position. Great business move. What happened with it?
And, well, they said okay, and they had to look the other way while I launched King Cake Rum Cream.
Okay, that's a deal.
Which they were like, well, how are you going to do that? And I'm like, look, it's got nothing to do with tequila. It's my distribution network, not yours. I'm the one that created it. And unless you guys want to financially participate in it, then you just got to look the other way.
Okay, all right.
And they were like, and they laughed, because once again, it's a couple of guys from Australia, a couple of guys from Mexico, and a guy from Canada.
Okay, heard that.
What do they know about King Cake or Mardi Gras? They laughed at me.
Okay.
And very quietly, we put it out there, and we were terrified because, LaToya had shut down Mardi Gras, and it was like, oh my God, we have King Cake Rum Cream with Gambino's and no Mardi Gras.
And no Mardi Gras.
And you know what? People went crazy, because what were they doing? They were going to the grocery store all the time, and they were buying liquor, and they wanted to be entertained at home.
Okay.
And they wanted something besides King Cake that reminded them of Mardi Gras.
Okay, so I got to ask.
Yeah.
How do you get into distribution of liquor? Do you go knock on every grocery store's door and ask them, can you carry my product?
Once again, that is the distributor's job.
Okay.
As a supplier, my job is to get the distributors lined up.
So you have to go get you a Glazer or a Gambino
Yes.
or a Brown Foreman.
Not no, you have to get you a Glazers or a Glazer Southern or Southern
Okay.
or
Republic.
Hudson Brothers, those companies, not Brown Foreman.
Okay.
Because at that point, I'm a company like Brown Foreman.
Okay, I got you.
I own the product. I sell it to a distributor sells it to a retailer and a bar.
Okay, so there are stages to get it.
Right.
So in order for you to get to the consumer, there are steps you have to take.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And that gatekeeper is really the distributor tier. And because of all the jobs and positions I had before, I've never left any unpaid bills. Everybody's made money working with me.
Yeah.
Even on the margarita mix, everybody made money. So I was a good bet. And they saw what I was working on. And of course, the distributors in town here, they took one look at it and smiled from ear to ear, because they knew they were going to make some money.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, well, listen, I gotta ask. The distribution, Are there margins? Is it wiggle room? Is it play? Or is it a standard, static number? How does that work?
Everybody's got a ballpark, right? Think of it as a pie. The only person who is guaranteed to get his same size piece that he wants is the retailer.
So who determines the shelf price?
Well, it's the retailer. However, they usually have a general rule of thumb. And as a supplier, it's my job to kind of guess at the math.
Okay.
Right? So if I know that grocery store B is going to go on 25 to 30% margin, I want to be $29.99, I got to work that back because I know my distributor is going to want somewhere in that ballpark too.
Gotcha.
So between you and the distributor, it's really a wrestling match over the money.
Gotcha.
The retailer, he's going to get his no matter what.
So the distributor, you're gonna negotiate with them,
right?
But that retailer, that grocery store is gonna put it on the shelf at that price. And how long does it take to get paid? I mean, how many cases do you have to sell before a check comes in?
Well, distributors typically take 30 days from arrival to pay you.
So who pays, the distributor or the retailer?
Well, the retailer pays the distributor pays me.
I understand now. See, listen, you've just broken this entire science of alcohol, liquor, spirit distribution down.
Think of it. So the unofficial term for it is 3-tier system.
Okay.
Okay? Supplier, wholesaler, retailer. Now, there's a couple of states in the country where there's a 4th tier. Please don't get me started on that.
Oh, wow.
But it's 3 tiers. Mm-hmm. And that's put in place like that so the government can make sure that they get the tax money on.
Oh man! So what are you taxed at you're taxed at the sale level and the distribution level and every other level, aren't you?
I don't get it quite that bad. I'll get it on the sales level, and then I might get it on a state level, depending on the state.
So let me tell you what you did. My second book is called The Pivot, and I'm still working on it. And if I ever get enough time, I'll try to finish it this year. But the reality is you pivoted from being on the corporate side
yes,
to the independent side.
Yes.
And that is a natural pivot that a lot of people do themselves. I mean, it's just par for the course.
One thing I find out about, I don't have to tell you this, if you're from here, you really don't have a filter.
No.
And if you're and that was my downfall corporately. I mean, I had some opportunities for some huge jobs, and it wasn't my ability that kept me from getting those jobs. It was my ability to fit in and play the game.
Yeah.
You know.
So you was a bull in a china shop.
And if there's an elephant in the room, I'm riding that sucker.
God.
You know. And I just couldn't help myself.
Okay. All right.
If I knew we all had something, if we were selling a brand that was terrible and we didn't believe in it, and I stood up in a meeting one day and I went, wait a minute, we're selling this line of delicious products right here. The 3 flavors we have are absolutely fantastic, and you're bringing this garbage. We're just going to end up picking that up in 6 months.
Okay.
Who blessed this?
Right.
John, we need to talk about that later.
Wait, so you're saying that the distributor would have to recall the items from the retailer if it doesn't work?
If it's a quality issue, absolutely.
So there are consequences and repercussions in the business.
Oh, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. We put out our first batch of hard hide.
Okay.
And we didn't know it at the time, but there's an enzyme in the strawberry called pectin. And now, look, I don't know anything. I will never claim to be a distiller or a food scientist or a chemist. I come up with these ideas, and then I surround myself with people to try and help make them real.
Okay.
And, man, that product was delicious. But the shelf life on it wasn't right.
I want you to know that's one of my questions. How do you learn and determine the shelf life? Remember I said earlier that an alcohol beverage, a spirit can last 100 years on a shelf in a nice contained bottle, but you're saying that you had an enzyme, an ingredient that was
that we did not foresee having a problem.
Wow.
Excuse me. So it turned out we had to filter that product an additional 5 or 6 times.
Wow.
And that, of course, added a cost, and that made our poor distillery here in New Orleans was ready to kill me.
Okay.
So I brought in a really world-class food scientist team, and for a chunk of money.
I bet.
And they came in
Food
like
scientists.
Wayne.
Like, how many of those do they have in the world? 2?
No, there's a bunch of them. I got to describe Hobie and Justin. They're a gay couple,
Okay.
and one of them has been blind from birth.
Wow.
And they are the most amazingly smart people. Hobie can sit there from 10 feet and tell you what's in your cologne.
Man,
His sense of
I know people who have that level of skill when it comes to certain proficiencies. For instance, musicians can tell you every note that's in a song, and you're telling me this person can smell to that level of detail.
And they're so brilliant. And they're so. Hobie begged me to take him to Mardi Gras this year. Mm-hmm. So imagine you've got a blind guy walking around Bourbon Street with a cane and dark glasses, and everybody thinks he's wearing a costume.
Yeah, that's very funny. But you know what? Life is for the living, and I'm glad to see that person is still doing their thing.
You should see his podcast and his social media. He's Dr. Obi. He is one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met. He's hysterical. He's obviously a great sense.
Shout out to Dr. Hobie. We're gonna follow him. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely do. Mardi Gras, we took him to the parade, and he put his hand. I had him surrounded by some of the biggest friends I had to make sure the chunks of beads didn't hit him in the head.
Yeah.
And he just had the biggest smile, and people would hand him stuff, and he's like a kid, like a 5-year-old enjoying Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Just great experience. I didn't mean to get off topic, but
No, you're okay.
they did such a great job that I actually offered them equity in the company because I knew that wouldn't probably be the only problem I would ever have.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed working with them so much that, it just made sense to have them on the team.
Okay, well, listen, I like that. So, question for me: where are you now in your company's growth? How many years have you been in business?
So close to 4.
4 years.
Close to 4.
Okay. How do you scale a would you call yourself a distillery? What would you call yourself?
I won't call myself a distiller. I just call our company an alcoholic beverage incubator.
Okay.
We grow brands.
Okay.
Now, that could mean we grow them to keep them. It could mean we grow them to sell them. It could mean that we work with somebody on theirs to help them. So we recently signed a deal with Sugarfield Distillery out of Gonzales, Louisiana, and they now make our hard hide whiskeys. And he also has his own line of liqueurs and rums and bourbons, and he's the most gifted distiller in the state.
Well, listen, he now works for me. Hunter, I'm getting ready to get me an alcohol line. I need you to know that business is war. I'm coming to you in 2026 with me, my own phenomenal wine. We can get Napa Valley. We can get some Italian grapes. We can get some whiskeys. I'm gonna try that. But listen, so if I wanted to get you to help me curate a line, we can work something out.
We have to talk a little more, man. I don't work with just anybody. I gotta like them.
Well, listen. I know how to pick a shovel up or a lawnmower or something. But no, listen. Not to get off topic. The question I wanted to ask is, how do you decide what you want to put out, what you want to make?
Well, it's kind of be sort of something an inspiration. Okay, so King Cake Rum Cream came to be because partners of ours that own Cocktail and Sons had a King Cake cocktail syrup. So they were using that syrup, and it was sold in grocery stores like Rouse's and sold to bars to make cocktails at Mardi Gras. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, I bet this would really be good in a rum cream. So I went to them and I said, hey, can y'all make this with a rum cream? And they were like, yeah, I can create a formula for that. And I'm like, here, let's go. What are we waiting on?
Yeah.
I got an idea. So then I went, and it's funny how we got Gambino's. I wanted a bakery name.
Okay.
I thought it was important that the brand be named after a local bakery that really made king cakes.
Okay.
As a marketing idea, I thought that would be great to help jump off the page.
Okay.
And I don't know anybody, so I'm flipping through LinkedIn.
Let me hear this.
And I'm like, New Orleans bakeries. And a couple of bakeries came up, and I'm looking at the pictures and reading the backgrounds, and I'm like, oh, they don't look like too much fun. I don't know, Well, nobody has any alcoholic beverage business experience. And then I get on somebody from Gambino's, and that gentleman worked for Anheuser-Busch in his career.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's my guy.
That's your guy.
So I picked up the phone blindly, called that number, left a message, hey, this is John Eason. I have an interesting alcoholic beverage idea. I know it's a little crazy. You're a bakery, and I get it. Just humor me and hear me out. Give me a call back. So the gentleman called me back, and next thing I know, I'm meeting with Andrew and Vincent Selfo. Vincent and his wife had just bought the bakery from his father and was getting ready for the next generational change at Gambino's.
Okay, listen, I oftentimes teach, even in the writings, that passing the baton from generation to generation is virtually impossible, if not improbable or whatever. And so for you to say that that actually did take place is music to my ears.
Oh, yeah. You won't find a harder working couple than Vincent and Victoria in that bakery. I've been in there. It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially around Mardi Gras time.
Oh, boy. That facility where they make the bulk of those cakes, man, that guy kills himself. He really does. He's got a hell of a team.
Hey, listen, good for him. I'm glad to hear that. Now, let me ask you a question. You say you've been in business for 4 years. How many products do you have?
We have the 3, and soon to be a 4th.
Okay, you want to leak it?
I can't tell you a name, but I can tell you what we're developing.
Give me the concept of it. Not the concept, but the idea of it.
Yeah, so we're going to make a 151 rum at an economical price for all the daiquiri bars in Louisiana and Florida.
Okay, great.
I'm fortunate enough to have a relationship with the family out of Puerto Rico that owns Don Q.
Okay.
And I'm fortunate to have that Sugarfield relationship. So this will be a joint effort between the Sugarfield Distillery and our company. And we've got a very competitive price, and we're going to go make a run at some of that daiquiri business for fun.
You might as well. Listen, I like what you're doing. Your company sounds exciting. I appreciate you making the pivot from corporation to your own thing. And you're bringing people with you. You're empowering folks. Your story is enlightening. Tell everybody, how can we support you?
Try the product. That's the best thing I can say. Listen, I've made my home back in New Orleans. I'm very tied in with the Toops Family Meal Charity, one of the major sponsors of that for Amanda and Isaac Toops. We feed food insecure kids in Orleans Parish, breakfast and lunch. I'm a sponsor of the Ponchatoula Strawberry Festival.
Okay, I've been there, and guess what? You can't buy enough strawberries. Them flats are cheap, by the way.
Yeah, well, that nonprofit festival is the only one I know of where 100% of the proceeds go to those booths and those things like Cub Scout uniforms, Little League baseball, all these charitable little things. That's what it funds. All those booths are the kids, if you're selling hot dogs, the baseball team selling hot dogs for uniforms, all that money's going there. It's not like, hey, I have a festival and I'm the CEO of the festival and I pay myself $300,000 a year to run it.
Yeah, they got more than enough of those,
right?
Around here.
Not the Strawberry Fest, which is amazing. But to support our company, we want you to try our products. Maybe you won't like them. Okay, not everybody is liked by everybody.
Hey, listen, very few people drink alcohol for the taste. They drink it for the result.
Well,
especially in your early 20s now.
Well, but what I love about Hard Hide is most of these flavored whiskeys like Crown Royal are 70 proof, and they don't use a lot of natural fruit.
Okay.
We use 86 proof whiskey, which is what God intended, I believe, and we use fresh fruit. Okay. So I'm buying strawberries from Landry Poche Farms out there right outside of Ponchatoula, 3rd generation family farm. I'm buying peaches from the Durbin family farms, 3rd generation farm out in Clanton, Alabama. I mean, we're supporting family-owned, small, independent farms.
I love it.
I get my boxes from a local company here in New Orleans. I try and buy as much of everything as we possibly can here, and if I can't get it here, I get it down south somewhere.
Yeah. Well, listen, you've built an entire business with a local pulse, with a local attachment, and I get that. That's different, because a lot of people will go overseas or anywhere else that they can get the cheapest price, in compromising of, some of the more core local values. So give me a lesson that you wish that you knew when you first started this that you know now.
You don't always have to be right.
That's wisdom.
Sometimes being right gets you in trouble. Maybe I didn't have to ride the elephant in that room all the time. Maybe I didn't have to be so forceful about my ideas and should have listened and been more of a team player in some aspects on some of the things for companies that I did. I look at it as, I want to win, right? And sometimes the team has to win, not just you.
You know what? That's the maturity that comes with leadership and growth, elevation, and bringing people with you. And I've been guilty of bringing people places that they didn't want me to go. And it hurts nonetheless, but you have a great heart and I can see it. I can't wait to try your product and support it. Tell me what we have here.
So we have a bottle of the Hardhide Strawberry, which just won a platinum award at the SIP contest, which is one of these hoity-toity major award-winning spirit contests where they take your brand and taste it against everything else. And our brand new Chilton County Peach, which came from Clanton, Alabama. And the only reason it's not Ruston Peach, I tried that. Ruston has one peach farm and didn't have any peaches for us. I tried, but I stayed close.
So you got the peaches from a peach farm
In Clanton, Alabama.
Well,
we called it Chilton County, right? Because that's the county where it comes from. True story on the Ponchatoula. I actually went to the mayor of Ponchatoula and gave him a sample and told him, if you don't like it, I won't put the name Ponchatoula on the bottle.
Okay.
I got an 11:30 text PM from, let's just say, a really happy mayor.
Okay.
Telling me that I had done the city proud and it was perfectly okay to put that name on.
I like that. Oh, listen, I talk about that when politics and private enterprise meet, you have great collaboration. It's what's necessary. Where can we buy your product?
Rouse's, right? So Rouse's has been a great supporter. If you're on the North Shore, Aquistapace, Dornax, they've been a great supporter. You can probably find either one of those brands in almost every grocery except a national big chain.
Okay.
Which we're working on.
Well, listen, I want to thank you for being here. Most importantly, I want everyone to know that John Eason is a great guy who has a great product and a great company, and we look forward to seeing you in the future and doing more. As for now, you are a partner of Businesses War, the podcast, and we will do whatever we can to support you, and we're going to continue to do that just here, okay?
I got you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Elliot.
Thank you for spending some time with me today and telling me your story. And I'm inspired now, and I like the suit, and I love the handkerchief. All right, my brother.
I got a little help,
All right, there you go. Hey, there you go. Would you do us kind and tell us exactly how to reach your social media sites and your other stuff?
Sure. So our website for Hardhide is www.hardhidewhiskies, WHISKEYS.com. We've got a great Facebook page on Hardhide. My personal page is open pretty much. On X, I'm JAE Jr. and Instagram, I'm JAE Jr. John Eason Jr.
Okay.
Got it.
All right.
Dad saddled me with it, so I stuck it.
Well, you know what? Own it because it is you. And again, like, comment, and subscribe, and follow for more. Businesses War. Protect yourself at all times.